Welcome. Challenge 2010 is our last step in the fundraising we've undertaken over these last several years to upgrade our building at 181 Lincoln Street, just down the block from Salvatore's. If you haven't driven past Southeast Works home site, please do. I'll be sharing a little of our before and after with you in this short video, but it takes much more to understand the significance of what your support has allowed us to do. My piece in tonight's program book talks of the work we at Southeast Works have undertaken to be a thought leader in our industry. The center point to it is rigorous adherence to being an ethical community in all its thinking, planning, and actions. Every decision, every expenditure of funds, every referral of a person to a program or residential site requires consideration of what's best for the group, be it a work group of 5, a residential new home of 8, or a department with 15 employees. A right action is right for all, not best for one, and okay for the rest. Everyone knows that the true strength and moral value of a community is reflected in how it treats its disenfranchised. Henry Osinski, my best friend who passed at age 95, his wisdom said, "It's easy to love the lovable. What we're asked to do is love the unlovable." I've experienced that over the 8 years as Executive Director of Southeast Works, as I respond to neighbors who say, "People like this shouldn't live in homes as nice as this." Or in contrast, as the landlord at Lancer Court meets one of our prospective tenants for an apartment. It took 10 seconds for him after meeting Jody and his parents to know that renting to us and him was right. Before we even opened the doors for Challenge 2010, we had raised almost $95,000. The companies who participated in the ongoing upgrade joined in the fundraising to make it all possible and contributed over $18,000 towards making it happen. The energy and sense of well-being that our challenge events generate touches us all. I know. When I called you earlier this year to ask you to be part of it again, there was such consistent desire to be part of this evening. The journey of 2010 for Southeast Works began when the Board of Directors authorized us to submit for a complex, low-income tax credit project to reconfigure a decommissioned school into an apartment complex. This initiative required over $6.5 million of funds and required a focus on private investors, managing value with contractors, and committing to decades of landlord responsibilities that clearly challenged our current mission and vision. And yet this board supports its leadership team and would be with us in this as well. I knew this board struggle was the result of being informed of the right issues and facing the reality of government funding in New York State in these times. My duty was to do the work to assure us all that this was the best way for us to meet our goal, the establishment of independent apartments in the community that would be supported but not supervised. Early in January, with the help of a longtime supporter of Southeast Works, Jeff LaPuma at CB Richard Ellis Realty, we found 2 apartment buildings on Walden Avenue near Transit Road. Further review, financial modeling, and then board action led to our purchase of these buildings. As of today, 3 apartments are filled with our people, and we expect to have all 8 units occupied by persons whom are low income and with developmental disabilities by year's end. John Barnes moved in late August. He's a young adult with a number of challenges that made reaching full independence in work and living impossible over these last few years. All of the people who will live in Walden Apartments and Lancer Court are people who need the light touch of our staff to alert them when their behaviors and decisions create risks for them. It may be about how they spend money. It may be about how they follow through on their many health care appointments and restrictions. It may be on hearing about the consequences of not doing the right thing with bosses, coworkers, or friends. The reality? None of us could achieve our desired level of maturity if we had stayed in the circle of our parents' feedback. We would not have these apartments without the monies raised from prior challenge events. We raise funds for a purpose here, and wherever possible, in parallel, I seek government funds for that purpose. Everything we do is consistent with our mission to provide services to help adults with developmental disabilities lead productive, independent, and fulfilling lives. The support of Southeast Foundation provides the authority for a project, and the monies from challenge events are our venture capital. This is the logic to our strategy of if we build it, they will come. I'm finalizing the paperwork to receive $300,000 of Dormitory Authority grant funds for the purchase costs of Walden Avenue. We've submitted grant requests to the Cummings Foundation, Metro Mattress, and the Federal Home Loan Bank program for renovation and furniture. With you and the foundation behind us, we can move forward with the financial risks managed and the future of Southeast Works protected. Isn't it great to be part of this? New York State cannot provide the level of new monies to support new programs for people that we've enjoyed in the past decade. Southeast Works has accepted we have to continue to advocate for the programs needed by the people we serve, while we push ourselves to refine the programs, maximize the monies we do have access to. Our core concepts of character, compassion, competence, and judgment provide great direction and motivation, while the attributes of our work together provide strategies and common language. Our attribute of stewardship, smart use of all our resources, allows us to focus our creative efforts and have no program or department owning monies that could be used more wisely for more impact or to serve new people or new needs in different ways. You've just seen examples of our creative use of money, people, and staff as you've seen Pathways to Success. This program works with small groups of people who may lack the confidence to seek and keep private sector employment. Some have been part of our mobile crew long enough that their comfort here burdens their capacity to risk in the private sector. Some come from school systems where the consistent demands of work performance and managing our personalities have not been emphasized. One initiative that New York State did begin last year is the Enhanced Supportive Employment Program that increased supports and training for people part of work centers that did have the potential to move to private sector jobs. Again, Southeast Works deals with the anxieties people will have in losing their work friends and facilitating their ability to take the risks to be good workers in the private sector. We honored Richard Thrun here tonight. Rural Metro saw a challenge video a prior year and identified a work task that could be a match for them and employ a person with developmental disabilities. You see the pride of Richard in knowing he's doing good work with community value. You see similar sense of well-being in Aidan Bradley and the employees at Rural Metro as they get the benefit of Richard's work while knowing they are part of a community that does what's right. This pursuit of doing what is right is the essence of FELT, our thought leader concept. You all know I'm a lawyer. I can argue any one of a number of options, strategies, decisions as right. Our society trains most of us to do that in our jobs, in our neighborhoods, for ourselves. That's why we have such struggles about conflict of interest, self-interest, and trying to discern self-serving decisions in our business colleagues. The critical learning I've gotten from 8 years here at Southeast Works, and is honed by Max Zabel, our Strategic Management Human Resources Director, is that it's not about right, but what is right. We've learned so much this year at Southeast Works. Stay tuned. We will continue to do great things with the fruits of tonight and your past support. As Randy Moyer begins the live auction, pay attention and bid often. We promise to do what is right with all the proceeds you send our way. Thank you.